Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Riddle me this. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Why so serious?
Riddle me this.
Haven't had a lot of company in a long time, but if I were expecting some, I'd whip up a really substantial meal. You see how strong I am? From eating all of this stuff.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
You seem to be well grounded in the case file.
Yoga Rain.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
Riddle me this.
Why so serious? Always winterize your pants.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Why so serious? Yoga Rain. Hadouken!
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
By your powers combined.
Riddle me this. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Always winterize your pants. Your soul is mine. Yoga Rain.
By your powers combined.
Yoga Plain.
Why so serious?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pants.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
Riddle me this.
Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined,
Hadouken!
Yoga Plain.
Why so serious?
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye. Riddle me this. SoulProviderZ.
Your soul is mine.
Yo, what is up? Otaku Jump Podcast, episode 20. Be sure to like the video, subscribe. If you've missed our other episodes, you can check us out on Spotify, Google Podcast, Stitcher, and Anchor, iHeartRadio. We are also on Amazon Prime. You can check out those links in the description, or just watch the playback on my channel with episode 19. Hope you guys had a good Labor Day weekend. Of course, we took a break during that time, so we are returning back this weekend. So I hope you guys had a good weekend so far. We got a lot to cover, so hopefully you come in early. And then, like I said, like the video. So we're here. We're my co-host. What's going on, Eisen?
What's going on? What's going on? Can't wait to get through all these articles and talk about everything that's going on. Looks like we got a lot to cover today.
As always, as we do cover a lot of manga news, anime news, gaming news, and movie news. So usually most episodes we're packed with stuff. So we usually like to start as soon as possible. What's going on, Omega? What's going on?
Yo, what's up? Ready for another show? Let's do great. Let's have some fun times. Let's nerd out and let's just rock. Okay.
All right. So we have a lot of polls to go over. So the first one was live action anime movies. What was the worst anime live action movie? Because there's a lot of them. So we had 55 votes total. The winning one was Dragon Ball Evolution. No surprise there. I mean, because that shit was ass.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So I had to add to the list. And what was actually shocking, I saw like a recent trailer of that movie. It was downright fucked up. So also we had Attack on Titan, which was 13%. Full Metal Alchemist, 2%. Netflix Death Note, 15%, and no one actually voted for Ghost in the Shell, which I thought was interesting. Now, obviously, Dragon Ball Evolution was going to dominate that poll, but I did think Ghost in the Shell wasn't really that good either. These are all pretty much bad throughout the whole poll, but yeah, I mean, Evolution, I mean, it was going to knock it out of the park. What do y'all, Eisen, what do you think? First of all, what do you think on the poll?
I think that Dragon Ball Evolution was so horrible, it kept most people from seeing any of the other ones.
Right.
I think that was like, yeah, no. I learned from this with Dragon Ball Evolution. I'm good.
Right. Totally. What do you think, Omega, on Dragon Ball Evolution winning the poll on the worst anime live action?
I think is a well deserved win because I'm not sure, but it kind of makes me think that the most like the what stole the show was the Camaro.
Oh,
Like
right.
probably the Camaro sales increased and that was about it. People probably it might have even turned some people away from Dragon Ball. You know, I mean Dragon Ball's been out, but if you know they seen this, they was like, "Oh God, are they gonna make a second one of this? Maybe I should just bow out." But yeah, it was bad. It's a well deserved win for the worst.
Totally, yeah. And like you said, it could have actually made people stay away from trying out the manga or the anime or just the animated movies. Totally good point. All right, so next poll we had was Tom Hanks. I'm a fan of, certain actors in the movie industry, and Tom Hanks definitely is one of them. So on this poll, I said, what was his best movie? So this one's pretty good. So we had 57 votes. We had Saving Private Ryan, 16%. Castaway, 4%. Forrest Gump, just winning the whole poll, 61%. Apollo 13, 5%. And the Toy Story franchise, 14%. Now, I could have added some other ones in there. Of course, he has a really long resume of films, but Forrest Gump winning, I'm not even wrong, I'm mad at that. That's a pretty nice choice there. Very well a good classic. Anyone can enjoy. What do you think, Eisen, on the Forrest Gump winning the votes on this one?
I think it's pretty easy and expected. It's a movie that it's too memorable. There was too many memorable moments in it. It was a great movie. It's the role that he'll be known for forever. So I think it's really fitting.
Well said. What do you think, Omega, on Forrest Gump winning?
I want to say that I don't know. There's so many movies that Tom Hanks has really been good in, but that one was it was a roller coaster of like adding not only in depth to like a certain small tales or tall tales that we've been told as even children, to actually see that act out on a large performance, but it had a bit of like what I want to say, just that kind of nostalgic kind of American soul to it. So it's definitely like an unforgettable.
Totally agree. Something I could have switched out maybe would have been like Toy Story, and maybe switch it with like what was that movie? Green Mile? Is that the name of that movie?
Oh yeah, that's I would agree with that.
Yeah,
Green Mile was very good.
I would have definitely put that up, but I just wasn't thinking about it at the time.
Yeah, I forgot about the Green Mile, but
there's so many.
Forrest Gump, I think Forrest Gump is it will always be his most memorable role. I forgot. And it's not that the Green Mile was bad. I think that was the standout role from Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh, okay. Right. Fair enough. All right. And our last poll that we had recently was actually we got two more. So we had the best English voice actor for anime. We had Christopher Sabat. Let me go back to my comments. He did Piccolo Vegeta Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho. We had Johnny Young Bosch, who did Vash the Stampede. Lelouch beat Britannia from Code Geass. Of course, Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach. We had Colleen Klinkenberg, who did Riza, Hawkeye, Marie, and Ezra Scarlet from, I think was Fairy Tail, I believe that was. Of course, we had Sean Shamil that did Goku. And then we had Trina Nishimura that did Mikasa from Attack on Titan. So for this one, let me see who won this one. So we had Johnny Bosch, who did Ichigo Kurosaki, who won with 58%. Christopher Sabat, 26%, second place. Not surprising at all. You know, he's pretty strong in the voice acting community there. And then Sean was 8%, Trina 6%, and 2% was Colleen. Any thoughts on that, Eisen? With Johnny Bosch, voice of Ichigo, you're winning. I know you. I know it's your Bleach dude.
I forgot some of the others he done.
Yeah, he's done tons of them, and he was also in Power Rangers too as an actor.
That's right. And I'm not gonna lie, I picked Sabat just because he had done more iconic and memorable characters, Vegeta and all those. I forgot the other list of them, but hey, good for Johnny.
Yeah, there's a shit ton of like their resumes are huge. Like I could have it's just too much. What do you think, Omega, on Johnny Bosch, voice of Ichigo, winning the votes? Omega.
I think well deserved. Definitely based on his catalog. Dude's crushing it. So, yeah, I think that's well deserved win.
Also, shout out to people in the chat. Dorian, what's going on? He's asking, should Tom Hanks retire? I mean, as long as he gets the bag, if he can still get the bag and do his job as an actor, I mean, I say just go and keep doing it. Whenever he wants to retire, he can. I mean, he's made several millions of dollars, so I mean, at any time, I mean, if he wants to throw the towel and just, hey, I'm gonna just retire and focus on family, he should do so. I don't really care either way if he keeps going or if he stops, as long as he's bringing on good material. I'm down. That's pretty much my question on there. Jiraiya, what's going on? Rocky, what is up? Let's go to the last poll. So what was the best Microsoft platform? So we had a PlayStation-focused poll last time on the best PlayStation platform. And just to let y'all know, the PS2 won that one with 39% out of 100 votes. So I thought we should do a Microsoft one. So right now, 360 is winning with 74%. So 360 is just kicking ass. We got Xbox, the first Xbox, the heavy ass one was 4%. Xbox One 4%. Series X no one has voted for that. And then we had the PC Master Race at 19%. So 360, not surprising, very fun console. Man, I enjoyed the fuck out of 360 because that was like Halo 2, God of War time. What do you think, Eisen, on 360 winning so far on that vote?
I would say that it's because they're not PC Master Race. They're not a part of the Master Race. That's why. But as far as console, for the Xboxes, without a doubt, it had the better titles. So
yeah, and I think that was the last time Xbox even had exclusives on the 360, right? For the most part,
I believe so.
So very ironic. Go ahead, Omega. What do you think about 360 winning the votes on the current poll?
I'm gonna go with this is tough because I always find myself a more of a PlayStation guy than an Xbox guy, but I bought an Xbox 360, so as far as it just having, I guess, the more volume of games that could have been like really popular, other than the volume of PS like 4 or 5, then I think it's just a well-deserved win. I don't know. It's a difficult pick, but like I don't know. Maybe they just. I mean, me personally, they skated by. They went on a thin bed of ice.
Well, no worries. We just dropped this poll today, so if you haven't voted, feel free to vote. So we'll see what the results are on the next episode 21. Let's go ahead and go into the news. Eisen, go ahead and start with this big hot take that we got recently. Okay,
then. Hold on. Let me switch to it in mine. I had the other one prepped. All right. So basically here I got from comicbook.com is that basically Marvel Games and Skydance New Media, they revealed plans for a new Marvel game featuring Captain America and Black Panther. Apparently this game was announced as a part of the Disney Marvel game showcase. It's supposed to be the first of its kind, encompassed all of Disney's vast roster of properties it oversees. So it hasn't gotten a name yet, and we don't know when it might be released or what platforms it is expected to be released on. But basically, they had a trailer at Skydance to announce basically that they were doing this. So to give some hints away on what we could be expecting to see with this game. So we don't know, but I guess we'll keep covering it and find out exactly what's to come with this game.
Mm-hmm. So this
But
was go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I was just gonna say it was also that Amy Hennig, who's basically what best known for the Uncharted series with Naughty Dog, is supposed to be, I think, maybe project lead or something like this on this. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah. So this was good. So the D23 Disney program event is actually going on like this whole weekend. So they've been dropping a lot of news, a lot of hot takes, big trailers. I did drop some of the trailers in the Discord. So if you haven't joined the Discord, definitely do so. We have a lot of the new trailers in the Discord you could check out on your spare time. But yeah, this was definitely a good hot take for the news, man. There were rumors about this before, but we finally got the confirmation during D23. And like you said, the person that used to work with the Uncharted series, right? She has a pretty good, I would say, I guess, street cred for what she did with Uncharted. They did say this game will be more of a narrative blockbuster. They want it to be open to all fans. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be. It says an action adventure. Hopefully, it's not related to what we had with Avengers on Marvel Avengers. That game was pretty fucked up. I think it was technically like an MMO, basically, right, Eisen, for the most part? Would that be considered MMO? Pretty much.
I guess, or something like maybe. I don't know. Action. I don't know.
Okay. So this game, I mean, what you have to model from, I mean, you could kind of take some good nuggets out of maybe Marvel Spider-Man or something, Miles Morales or something, but maybe some nuggets from Guardians, although Guardians didn't sell that well from Square Enix. So, Marvel's really kind of giving away these IPs to different companies and studios to try to give them a chance, and hopefully, Amy and Skydance can, do well with this. I mean, we all haven't had a good Captain America game since never, and we've never had a good Black Panther game since never. So this could be the first. Hopefully, we'll just have to see as time comes. Then we'll, like Isaac said, we'll definitely speak more about it. Omega, what do you think about this new hot take of potential of Black Panther and Captain America being an actual game?
I think it's the right step in the direction to actually catapult more Marvel heroes. Definitely, and don't get y'all hopes up, because y'all know the skins for the costumes are coming.
Oh okay? That DLC.
That's the joy of capitalism right there, baby.
Yeah, that
you
DLC.
You want to play as that different Captain America, you gonna pay.
Yep.
But right. But yeah, most of all, as long as it has great graphics, and I feel like if they really pay homage to a lot of the abilities that the actual superheroes can do, this game will be possibly phenomenal. Graphics alone, if I'm correct, Asian Summon is going to be on PC or PlayStation. We just don't know yet. Or...
No, yeah, we don't know yet. We don't know any of that yet.
Well, I'm just going to go out and just give an assumption based on how good graphics are nowadays. It's hardly you see any kind of like even for the third party people and the indie folks. I mean, their games are starting to look freaking phenomenal enough to these games that have like a large amount of sum of money and budget to work with. So this is a good. It's a good step in a direction for Marvel, and it possibly can even who knows, we get a movie out of it, because I mean, Black Panther and Captain America once crossed paths. I don't know how they'll do that in the MCU as currently, because now, it's kind of like they just met each other kind of thing. But yeah, who knows? But I know we're dealing with the multiverse thing, so you can still squeeze a movie out of that.
That's true. And keep in mind, Marvel Midnight Suns, the game comes out, I think, next month. So we're going to see how that game does and see how that does. And just keep in mind also, Square Enix Guardians of the Galaxy, right? It actually won some awards, but they did not get a financial... it didn't really do well financially. So just because you have a Marvel IP don't mean shit, right? So let's just... We'll have to see how this Midnight Suns game does next month. And yeah, we'll definitely hopefully get some more news about this game in future articles. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Oh man, so we gotta talk about She-Hulk. She-Hulk. Oh man.
Turk that ass.
Oh man, we gotta talk about this. So I don't know who it was. Someone told me. Someone in the chat, maybe it was Dusty. Shout out to Dusty. It was someone who told me, "Hey, did you hear about Megan Thee Stallion in the MCU?" I'm like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" And then like days later, I was like, "What the fuck?" After we watched the She-Hulk episodes on
Watch party, yeah.
So rapper Megan Thee Stallion is officially part of the MCU after appearing in the latest episode of She-Hulk: Attorney at Law. It says the rapper made her debut in the Disney Plus series third episode, The People vs. Emil Blonsky. She played a version of herself instead of someone from the MCU canon. While she's only appeared in 2 brief scenes near the end of the episode, Megan Thee Stallion played a huge role in the episode's B story, which saw GLK and H lawyer Augustus take on a case involving a ship-shifting light elf from New Asgard. So yeah, she only appeared like in the post-credit scene, but I can definitely imagine these social media and the critiques and critics of this show, and good or bad, just went in on this whole thing of her appearing in the MCU. And it was a very cringe episode, and sadly the case with She-Hulk is just ass right now. It's really bad. And there was a mid-season trailer that came out recently showing Daredevil and stuff, and it's like, we got all these shitty episodes, and then we're like trying to hype up the mid-season to see if it gets any better. I mean, at this point, Miss Marvel is better than this, and honestly, Moon Knight is kicking both of these shows' asses, honestly. I don't know what they're doing with She-Hulk. I know, hey, cool character. I remember seeing her in different video games and stuff, but I mean, what they're doing with this show, man, I blame the directors on this one. I mean, I can't even say it's the actors. I mean, I think it's just the direction of the show they're doing this. It's just not. I don't know how they're getting good ratings on this show. I just don't. And with this shit that they did on this episode, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just going down a really, really steep hill, and I don't think it's going to be able to claw itself out after we get to the mid-season. But I don't know. I mean, now here's another thing, right? I don't want to be like a gatekeeper. We know how it is when it comes to the stuff that we like to consume. Oh well, this person can't like anime, gaming, movies, and stuff like that. I mean, I can't really control what Megan likes or dislikes. Obviously, she does have a history of liking these sort of pop culture things. So, I think she even cosplays before. So I'm not really
call it pop culture so much as niche.
Yeah, but go ahead. What do you think, guys, on this?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna say this. I can't say creator, the direct, who's ever leading this, the woman admitted they never even looked into She-Hulk. They never even looked into any of the lore, so they don't care.
Why would Foggy? Why would Foggy greenlight this if they didn't even research the damn character?
They don't do that anymore with anything. Period. Anyway, they don't care.
How about with Moon Knight though? Moon Knight was pretty good, right?
Moon Knight. I was just talking about in general.
Okay.
I was just talking about in general, not just.
But did you notice, of course, that Moon Knight, they heavily tried to put out the conditions of what a mental illness can be.
Yeah.
Now with She-Hulk, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Blasted with a lot of feminist rhetoric.
Yep.
And I'm gonna be very astute on bringing this up just in just a short sentence. Okay, we get it. We have to see from a feminist angle what a She-Hulk would be. Now, mind you, She-Hulk in the comic books sort of is what a modern woman would be as a lawyer. Now, to add in some ratchetness, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We got Super Wop now. Now, who knows if she might be in the MCU doing WAP shit. But hey, so it's 2022.
Here's another comment about Megan. Like, here's the thing. Like, even if you wanted to put her in the MCU, just as a cameo, right? Just make it at least make it a scene that's just like, you know, fairly decent. You get what I'm saying? Like, it didn't have to. the fact that it had to be the Turk shit. I mean, go ahead.
I've got something better for you.
I seen it coming a mile away. I was like, as soon as there was rumors as hinted as the actress herself loves her music or just likes it was a done deal. I was like, watch, they're gonna end up twerking. Like it's
but what?
Yeah.
But look, you're also missing. Man, they had her and Hulk having a conversation over if Captain America died a virgin or not. I mean, what?
Oh yeah.
This is what I'm saying, man. Look,
right on.
They do not care.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is they're going to be featuring more and more celebrity hoes to come in on these shows. No, sir. I think Kim Kardashian is up next.
Okay. Wait, I did see some article about that.
Yeah. They're going to use them to bring in viewers because nobody cares about seeing the MC universe. They're hoping that if they bring in these whole idols, that it'll bring chicks in because females don't really like this type of content. So they're trying to look for somebody to bring in more people. So this is it's a circus show.
And let's be honest, the milkshake bring the boys to the yard, right? But I mean, if you see him, you put it like this: She-Hulk has always been the epitome of what a physique, athletic, person would be, right? But when we always seen her in comics, she was in maybe like a bikini or even her regular outfit was still just like skin tight, revealing. Her body is amazing, but I ain't gonna lie. When I seen her ass twerk, I was like, God damn! Like,
hell yeah, dude. I mean, she fine as hell.
We're guys. Whoever did the CGI and stuff, I gotta admit, like, remember when we first seen her and everybody was like, "Oh, what is going on?" Like,
yeah, they
improved on the CGI, and for me, once I've always liked She-Hulk, and I always thought she was hot. So I mean, I can not lambast or come off like unruly, like, "Oh, she shouldn't be doing that," or something. I mean, if anybody is familiar with the comic books, this lawyer sleeps around with the Juggernaut. So come on, like, you got the law and the unlawless getting it on. So I mean, I'm not gonna be one of those purist, guys. I mean, it look, for the most part, just like Agent Sama said, they don't care, and we could almost see that coming. Like there was going to be some ratchetness with Megan Thee Stallion rolling up.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's another.
It's
thing.
the culture at this point. You just gotta accept.
Yeah. You just. I've embraced it. Like, I just fuck it. Like.
So here's another thing too. So a good example of a decent cameo, I would say, was Matt Damon. Right? He appeared in like Thor what was it, Thor 3 or so?
Oh yeah, he was
and then
in
he appeared
Love
in
and Thunder.
Thor 4,
Yeah.
and that shit was just funny. Like, it wasn't like, it was just funny. And then boom, he's out. Like, something like that, I have no problem with. But why couldn't they just do that with Megan Thee Stallion? I would have been cool. It was like some decent scene. I couldn't even hate him. But I know.
You can't do that.
But yeah,
you can't do that.
I know.
With Megan,
Yeah,
she's not an
I'm
actor.
pretty sure she might have even.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. She's not an actor. Yeah. Right. And what she? Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
she did what her talent was.
Right.
She did what her talent was.
Let me go to Lou's question. Lou said this. So Meg has an actual role. So she was a cameo. She's not gonna. I don't think she's gonna appear in the episodes. Hopefully, never again. But she appeared as like a kind of a late ending credit scene.
Like an ending credit scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna have more of those in the episodes. They're gonna have those types. They're gonna have those celebrities to bring in.
Yeah.
Shit to see it. That's what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm. Also, Dorian says, thanks for the super chat. He says they put more work in CGI twerking than the storyline of She-Hulk as a character.
Now that is hilarious.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care about the storyline.
Because when you think about it, the guy had to go and if I seen the engineer working on like the CGI for twerking, I would have passed by and knowing me as a black man, I'd be like, that's CGI ass though. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you can't say you didn't see it coming. You know what I'm saying? No. But I will say this though. This show, I believe, for the best of the first season, is going to revolve around her trying to maintain being of a modern woman that's in a high stress job in law, and also trying to balance out being She-Hulk. Second season, I think they might even let her loose on more like, okay, I'm getting the hang of being a superhero more than I am being a lawyer. Because I might be going ahead too far, but some of the comics does reveal that a bit, where it's like, when are you not lawyering when you're more doing hero work?
Wait, you talking about stuff from the comics? Yeah, they don't know about that shit.
Yeah,
don't matter.
Oh yeah, you're right. Like Asian Sama is correct. They don't care, so it don't matter.
So Dorian said, his other super chat says, Megan Thee Stallion is a great actor. You didn't see her fake crying during the interview. Ah man, Dorian, get that.
Yes.
All right,
Dorian. Hey,
jokes.
Right. God damn, Dorian, man.
Jokes are awesome.
Dorian with the super chat roast. Okay, go ahead, Omega, with your article, the Video Game League esports.
Yeah. UNC Greensboro want to build a new statewide high school video game league to capitalize on esports. The Gaming Hub in North Carolina hopes to start a pilot program in the Triad. So. I think this is very amazing and promising because it's pushing. I don't know. It's pushing what these young people like and they do on their spare time, but also where they can actually provide like a career or a job doing esports. I mean, esports has blown up, and I believe the colleges do acknowledge, and also the lawmakers are very enthusiastic that this is going on. Just as, let's see here. So the university has partnered with Epic Games and Cary-based video games Goliath to train students on the company's Unreal Engine. Now, we know if you've been on any social website, if you've been online or anything, the Unreal Engine has been pushed to the brink of no return on your eyes and your senses. It looks very cool. I've heard very good things about it, which is using, of course, the 3D rendering. The company plans to train UNCG faculty in October. Once certified, the university will be one of the 3 Unreal Engine accelerator programs in the North America Soon said. So they're extremely happy about this. I mean, why not capitalize on this sport, which can bring in a pretty good amount of money? Like, and I mean, it's the drive in the tournaments. You know, more schools will probably get the notion like, hey, we can get involved in this, and then actually have uh, some viable income going. You know, going to our schools, of course.
Yeah.
But not only our schools, but the most important thing is that these are people that quite possibly already have a background in their education in technology. So it's just kind of boosting it forward, and they're also uh, having a great time. I mean, you know, so
Yeah.
I thought this was pretty cool. Like, I mean, you know, so I mean, someone could say I'm biased because, of course, you're a gamer, you like games. Like, but I mean, if somebody was just interested in it, just to test it out, I say, you know, go for it. Like your university is pitching it hard, so
Oh
why
no, no,
not?
no. This is definitely a good thing. I mean, because RTP, Raleigh, Durham, that whole area, it's a pretty hot spot for a lot of colleges like Duke, Chapel Hill, all those things. I mean, they're definitely. I'm sure they have some type of esports stuff going on in that area. So why not have it in the Triad where you have UNC Greensboro, all the other schools in
Hmm.
Greensboro to kind of build, trying to build a platform for people who are into those spaces, with gaming spaces. And like you said, you could be a student. Well, mute up, yo. God damn. Yo, okay, whatever the fuck that was. But yeah, people in the triad can also you could be a student and then do this on the side, make money. I mean, esports, you can make a decent bag from esports if you're good, man. So I see no problem with it. I think it's cool. Good for North Carolina. I mean, y'all need to do. Let me not. I mean, at least this is a good thing. Let me not roast North Carolina, but this is definitely a good thing. What do you think, Isaac?
I think it's just surprising that I think the thing that's surprising to me is that there must be a lot of esports or something going on with gaming in North Carolina to be pitching this. So I'm interested to see how this turns out.
Yeah, totally. What's going on, Lawrence?
Shalom, shalom. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah, yeah. What's up?
Yeah, we can. Shalom.
I'm sorry I missed it by a couple of seconds on the She-Hulk thing.
Oh yeah, go ahead
Um,
and get your thoughts on the She-Hulk with the
Yeah, I
MCU. Wow.
definitely want to hear your 2 cents, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
well, actually, well, I mean, from everything I heard, everybody was pretty much on point. I think Eisen made the strongest point because that's pretty much the direction I would have went into. There's no real care in the characters anymore, much less what they stand for. As far as it goes for who's pushing the agenda, that's Kevin Feige by his own admission a year or two ago, where he said he wanted to take the MCU in this direction. So it all lands on him, whether it be the actor, the writer, director, it doesn't make a difference. It lands at the buck stops at his table. Um, all they're going to do is they're going to isolate the very people who made them successful. Um, and as far as it goes for what they're thinking, the vast majority of women are not into these kind of stories, whether they want to believe it or not. I
Hmm.
mean, let's be real. The vast majority of women at the MCU showed up for seeing Cap's ass or his pecs. You know, I mean, they showed up for the dudes. I mean, we got to be honest about that. True, they enjoyed some of the female characters,
They wanted to
but
see them cakes.
but they pretty much showed up for the guys. I mean, that was their big things. You didn't hear girls talking about Scarlet Witch in that level,
Mm.
or Wasp or Black Widow or something like that. I mean, yeah, they talked about them, but they talked about Thor. They talked about Cap. They talked about Iron Man. You know what I mean? So, and again, and as far as it goes for the twerking, uh, I mean, what did you expect? Like I
Mm.
said, they know. I mean, we've seen this play out amongst other pop culture properties. And at the end of the day, they know they're about to lose their primary customer base, which is those of us who don't buy into this nonsense. So what do? They go right to picking people like Megan, Kim Kardashian,
Mm.
Jada Pinkett Smith for all I know. I mean, you know what I mean? They start pulling those type of women in, thinking that's going to bring other women back to it, or even more than what they had before, and it's not going to work. It never has. We've seen it with Charlie's Angels. We've seen it with Star Trek. We've seen it with Star Wars. We've seen it in comics. We've seen it in TV. We've seen it in movies. It's going to fail. The question is how long is Kevin? The question is to what degree is Kevin Feige's intelligence? Will he self correct within a sufficient amount of time, or is he going to be like everybody else and let it go so far that you damage the properties beyond the brand of the properties beyond redemption?
Okay, I have
you know what?
Oh, go ahead, Isaac.
I was just gonna say, you know what, Lawrence? I don't even know if it's gonna really fail in the sense that it's mass wide. It's obvious that when it comes to media and television, they push a narrative. Look, you don't know what you want, so we're gonna tell you, and you're gonna like it. And for the most part, the majority of people are dumb enough to take it and not spend money on it. And the majority of people are going to eat it and spend their money on it. They're not willing to.
Well, dude, you're absolutely right. That's been proven multiple times throughout history. There's no question to that. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. But it again, it comes down to dollar amount, because that's really what says volumes. Because see, they'll tell people, well, you don't know what you really want, so we're going to tell you, and you're going to take it. And yes, there'll be people that spend money on it, but I promise you, you'll never see another $2.5 billion movie.
Yeah. It'll be enough to keep making them. It just won't be that type of money.
Exactly. And the question becomes is how long will the shareholders deal with that? Because we've already seen it happen with Star Wars, to the point that they won't make any more movies. It's all going to be TV shows. We're seeing Dave Zaslav over there just ripping apart DC Comics and the WB. I mean, it's just a matter of time.
Yes.
I mean, because like everything else, the razor always swings back in the opposite direction. As a matter of fact, that's why everybody's watching Zaslav the way they are.
So my thing was that I'm trying to, because I know both industries are not the same, like the video game industry and the movie industry, but with gaming, right? Like if something, you can't just release a game and then keep getting failing ratings and money game after game after game. Usually that studio will shut down, or they'll lose a work base. Something will happen if they keep taking L's. But what seems with Disney, and let me know what you think, Lawrence, like, is Kevin Feige's pockets so damn, like, the pockets that he's getting from Disney, it's like an infinite amount that it's like it doesn't even matter if a show does well or not. Because I mean, I would predict that Miss Marvel's ratings and the money they got from that versus, and then along with this She-Hulk, I think there might be a loss. Comparing with profits and ratings, I don't think this show is gonna crawl itself out, like I said. And like, it's almost like what Sony is doing with fucking Morbius, and then they're releasing all these kind of individual villain like Kraven, and like we know like that might be a loss and because of financial, but why do you think, is it just Disney's pockets that are just so deep that like it doesn't even matter if a show technically fails, or what do you think?
Yes and no. There's actually a two-part answer to that question. The first one is that Kevin Feige has made more money for Disney in the last 10 years than anything else they've done. And you got to take in consideration, they paid, what was it, $4 billion for Marvel Comics or something like that, to the point that George Lucas was like, well, I can't sell for less than Marvel, so they gave him 4.5. you know what I mean? So it was some number around that. So what we have here is that out of all the stuff that Disney bought, Kevin Feige is the only one that's really made money for him, in the truest sense of the word. They've made all their money back, and then some. Not just on the profit of movies, but merchandising, the Netflix series by licensing out with Jeff Loeb, to the animation stuff, even as hard as it was, to DVD sales, and I mean, Kevin Feige's made them money. So as far as they're concerned, he's the go-to man. So yeah, they gave him deep pockets. They gave him very deep pockets, and actually to the point that they'll let him keep going with his vision, even though it's tearing apart what he originally built. They'll let him go. They'll let him go, and they'll let him go for years before they course correct. Now that's the first part. The second part is that, and we've seen this in the last 2 weeks. Take a look at Dave Zaslav and what he did at Warner Brothers Discovery with the Batgirl film.
Oh yeah.
So even though he canned a $90 million film, he gets a tax write-off for that. But he gets money back. So it's and people complain, well, $90 million on a film, that's kind of crazy to lose that kind of money. Not really, because generally whatever you do for the cost of the movie, it's usually 2 to 3 times whatever the cost of the movie is just for marketing. So he actually saved money by canceling it, and he's going to get a kickback because it's a tax write-off.
Yeah, right. They were still marketing for Batgirl at the time. It didn't start yet.
You know what I'm saying? True. So yeah, so in that respect, Kevin Feige's got deep pockets. Not only does he have deep pockets, but you got to remember his success was so great, they put him in charge of the complete overseeing of Marvel Comics itself.
Yeah.
So he's controlling both the comic market and the studio.
They're just lucky that this is not like the gaming industry, because the way this Phase 4 is going, like, people would have been losing some jobs, studios would have been breaking off, like, so I guess, hey, shout out to Disney, I guess, because they're just allowing anything to happen with this Phase 4 shit. I mean, but it might come back, it might bounce back with what got released. And D23. But go ahead, Lawrence, with this Dan Jerkins' Death of Superman article.
Well, someone interviewed Dan Jurgens about revisiting the Death of Superman, and I guess just to sum it up, without having to go through the whole article, it was a question on whether or not there's any original material left. As we've all said many a times, there's nothing new under the sun. However, there's something inherently wrong when the current crop of so-called writers in the industry today can't think of anything original, that they keep revisiting stuff from the past, and they keep adding things to it that not only shows their inability as writers and promoting crappy stories, but you leave a history that damages the original story itself that was so great. If I can put it in film and TV concepts, I would pick something like Star Trek Picard. The last 2-3 seasons of Picard has been some of the crappiest stuff ever done in Star Trek, and because of that, you've damaged the history of what you remember him as from TNG. That makes sense? So that's pretty much what Dan's talking about here, and I just thought it was interesting on what our takes on it would be. I mean, my take is obvious, but it's an interesting point that a lot of people don't talk about, and they should, because like I said, we go right back to what I was saying about Star Wars a few minutes ago. You keep going so far, you damage the brand beyond repair, and you can't come back.
Eisen,
right.
Any thoughts on this one?
Only thing I gotta say, hey, look, it's when it comes to the aspect of recycling stuff, the thing about it for me is the fact that they're recycling it, but they're making it trash. It's not even good recycled material. It's just trash.
Right, exactly. That's exactly my point. You nailed it. And then thank you for that. Thank you, because I was looking for that word, recycle. Thank you. I was looking for that word. I couldn't find it, but thank you.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying Eisen nailed it. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Omega, anything on this one?
Not really. I just stop milking it. Stop milking it.
That's the other thing.
Go forward into his life, not death. So let's do some more living stuff.
Well, to me, it's interesting because you reach back to something like the anniversary of the storyline for the death of Superman. Nobody talks about the anniversary of him and Lois getting married, or I mean, you just try to pick these moments in comic book history that are so intricately tied to that period in time. You couldn't replicate them in today's standards anyway, because it's a whole different group of people reading and consuming the product. You know what I mean? Because I mean, for us, we read it. Doomsday killed Superman, yada yada yada. Four more Supermans came. You couldn't do that today because the first thing, if you did it today, somebody would say, "Well, how come there's not a black one?
Oh yeah.
How come there's not a transgender?" I mean, seriously. I mean, so even trying to do it now doesn't make sense. But trying to do it and then from your interpretation improving upon it, knowing full well it's going to fail, and that's an editorial issue for me because editors shouldn't allow that. I mean, can you imagine somebody trying to redo The Dark Knight Returns after Frank Miller? I mean, that makes no sense.
Yeah, that would be
It's a
hard.
perfect story. Yeah, it's a perfect story in and of itself. You couldn't do anything but ruin it. So I mean, so yeah, so in that respect,
So you basically gave us the alley for our next one, because now we have to talk about the Ring of Power with Lord of the Rings. So,
yeah.
Lord of the
Oh,
Rings.
I'm sorry. One more thing.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. One more thing because we jumped so fast.
You're good.
The thing with She-Hulk and Megan the Stallion.
Oh yeah.
Not to be rude, I'm not above seeing a well-shaped bottom shaking. I'm not.
Okay.
There you
But
go.
it does. But it.
Oh yeah.
My bad.
Like I said, I have nothing against a well-shaped bottom shaking. I don't. The problem I have is that it doesn't belong there.
Right.
Well, there you go.
Yep. Yeah. Well said, man.
And that was it. That was the last thing I had. Sorry.
And I'm just gonna say,
making the Stallion is nobody to even. I mean, come on. Seriously?
I'm just gonna say this, Lawrence. Now it does. It belongs there now.
I can give them both two respects though. They were in the office and not on the public.
Well, I gotta be honest though. If you really wanted to impress me, instead of Meg, it should have been Angela Bassett.
Oh, come man.
I ain't gonna lie. Now I want to see the actual actress not in the She-Hulk thing twerk and see what she's working with.
No, I've seen that.
Oh, okay. You seen it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I see without the makeup and the practice and dancing, and when she was doing Orphan Black, she did interviews. I've seen that.
She had a little pancake butt going on there. A little pancake butt.
She's got a little bit of a bubble, but it's nothing to write home about.
Oh,
okay.
And it's one of those things. It's one of those things that's tricky because it depends on what she's wearing.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. So, Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Fire draws 25 million viewers to become Prime Video's most watched premiere. Amazon shared the milestone in the press release saying that Lord of the Rings, Rings of Fire broke all records after debuting in more than 240 countries, territories worldwide. It says it is somehow fitting the Toku story among the most popular of all time, and what many consider to be the true origin of the fantasy genre have led us this proud moment. So this is an interesting thing about Lord of the Rings. I did not watch it yet, but I did watch some videos talking about how people are mad because they're adding different characters with different races and people of color and all these other things. And on their Twitter, I don't know if I could find it, man. But there was something about them. Like, it looks like fans. Some of the fans were going at some of the actors for being people of color or some shit. And I was like, is it really that serious? I didn't look that shit up, but I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, I haven't really heard. I've heard like a mixed bag on this series. Some people like it, some people don't. But I've also heard that there's like too many storylines and going on, and I think this show already got confirmed for a lot of seasons, so I guess maybe it'll get better as time passes. But I mean, the 25 million views is something to be celebrated. I mean, that is pretty good. I can't hate on that, but I'm hearing some other things in the ether about this show. Is anything on this show? Have you tried it? Anything?
No, I have not. It's difficult for me to try and get into anything new right now. Most of it is terrible. It's shitty writing, so it's difficult for me to even try to. Outside of anime, it's difficult for me to even try now.
Okay. Omega, anything on this one?
Yeah, I have yet to even attempt to try and watch it. I've been preoccupied with like kind of commissions of art and shit. I've been welling on the axe a bit, trying to. I ain't gonna lie. When I found out Paramount Plus had like Beavis and Butthead, the movie, and then also some of like their new episodes, I've been watching that and going to sleep, and that's about it. Always was a big fan of that, but this I have to just take some time out and check it out. I mean, I think it's kind of awesome though. I mean, adding more lore into the Lord of the Rings. Definitely was a fan of the movies and stuff. So yeah. From what I've heard though from people, is that the characters don't seem as bland, but it seems like they saying some of the male characters almost are like cowards. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm gonna still give it a shot. So yeah.
I think
25 million viewers though. I mean that speaks for itself.
I think who's that dude? Rippa. Rippa. I think he did a video on the show saying that how it's dealing with the social justice crap, sadly, and but Lawrence, any thoughts on the show or anything you've heard about the show? Anything?
I haven't watched it, but I've talked to people. First of all, I'm going to say this as a Tolkien fan. Yes, Tolkien, not Tolkien. First of all, 25 million viewers don't count because vast majority of it was hate watching. Son of a bitch. Hold on a second.
Oh, you're good. Damn, he was about to go in. Damn.
Are you okay? Okay. I'm sorry. My daughter, there was glass breaking. I didn't know what happened.
Oh, no,
I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
it's all good. So you left off on hate speech, and then we heard hate.
Well, the vast majority. Well, the vast majority of it is hate watching. Let's be honest.
Hate watching. Sorry.
And we can prove it by the fact that Amazon Prime turned off all commentary for people concerning what their thoughts on it was. They literally turned off all commentary, and they did it before it even aired.
Damn.
Okay?
Damn, that's bad.
It was like hell no.
Then you take in consideration when you do the Rotten Tomatoes thing, the numbers keep changing. I've seen as high as 90-something%, and I've seen as low as 39%. So somebody's in there playing with those numbers.
Oh, that's rich.
Now here's the here's the thing.
Ooh.
Say again.
Yeah, you're right. 39% audience score on Rotten Tomato.
Yeah. Now, again, as a fan, I have no problem. I have no problem with characters being of different, I guess, ethnic backgrounds, for lack of a better term, different races, whatever have you may. And I would dare say, speaking for everyone on the panel and in the chat, neither do you. What we have a problem with is when you race swap. That's a whole different kind of beast. Because if a character was white, a character is white. You don't need to make it something else. You want to make a new character that's someone of a different ethnic background, knock yourself out. But even when you do that, You have to keep consistent with the story and the world and the foundation that Tolkien created. Because once you do that, once you change and you step outside of that, you pull everyone immediately out of the story. Suspension of belief goes straight out the window because you're doing everything contrary to how the world is actually built. And then when you start to infuse social commentary on today's society, that's it. You're lost. I mean, the game's over in the first inning. It just is, because again, we love these properties because it gives us escapism. How is there escapism when you're bringing my world into it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're doing that with She-Hulk. I mean,
but they're doing it with everything. They're doing it with everything. Because I know somebody said something earlier about Moon Knight was really good.
Yeah,
and
just want to let you guys know they did that in Resident Evil on Netflix too.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk. Yeah, we got an article on that one. Don't worry, but keep going.
Yes, they did too. Okay, I'll keep that one on the low. Peace.
Yeah. So yeah. In that respect, it's how can I put it? For those of us, again, into all these properties, we do them because it gives us a sense of satisfaction. It gives us a sense of escapism. And we are probably the most inclusive people you will ever find on the planet. We don't care what the character looks like as long as the story's good and it makes sense. But when you intentionally come in and start to destroy the foundation of what we've come to watch, I mean, Tolkien has had enough subtext in all his writing to talk about so many different aspects of the world he created, as far as it goes for societies and different dominions and creatures and humanoids and all that good stuff. We don't need to add in the stuff from today. And like I said, once you do, you pull me out of the story. Because that's the whole reason I went in to escape, not to have the real world follow with me. And again, as I've said on other channels, the writers suck. They have no skill set. So,
Dry asked, you can answer this, Lawrence. What if it's okayed by the author, like in House of the Dragon, race swapping? What do you think on that? Dry asked.
Well, okay, if the author okayed it, I have no problem with it except for one thing and one thing only. If the author okayed it, then he should be on set as a story consultant to make sure that character is written within the confines of what he created. Because if you created a fantasy world of orcs, nobody wants to talk about race from today.
Yeah, right.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, if the author says it's okay, then knock yourself out. But that author has a responsibility. If for nobody else, he or she has a responsibility to the fans that they've acquired over the years to make sure that whatever character is created, it's done in the same manner and same fashion as any other character. We don't need a Rey to come in and be a Mary Sue, because that's generally what happens. And once you do that, whether it be a female or someone of a different color, they automatically start writing to diminish the original characters that were in there to make them look stupid, foolish, etc., and so on, for the sake of the new character to promote diversity. And that's completely against the foundation of the world you created.
I hear you.
And no, George R.R. Martin is an idiot. So.
Okay. So we're gonna do a quick commercial break. We have reached our half intermission. We'll be back shortly, within 3 or 4 minutes. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, and we'll be right back for more Otaku Jump. All right. See y'all in a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you."
Riddle me this. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
Combining the sun ray with the force energy power.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pants. Your soul is mine.
Your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Why so serious?
Riddle me this.
Haven't had a lot of company in a long time, but if I were expecting some, I'd whip up a really substantial meal. You see how strong I am? From eating all this stuff.
Your soul is mine.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
Your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
Combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
Riddle me this.
Why so serious? Always winterize your pants.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Why so serious? Hadouken!
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Your powers combined.
Riddle me this. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Always winterize your pants. Your soul is mine.
Your powers combined.
Hadouken!
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file particular.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pants.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
Alrighty, what's going on, guys? Otaku Jump episode 20. Be sure to like the video, subscribe. If you haven't joined the Discord, definitely do so. The links are in the description. If you prefer other formats besides YouTube, you could check us out on iHeartRadio, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcast, Stitcher, Radio Public. We have some other options. You could check it out in the description. Also, for next year, we'll be adding guests for the podcast next year. So if you want to be added on the guest list, just be sure to contact me via email or on the Discord if you are interested in being a guest on next year's episodes of the podcast. So let's go ahead and continue on. We have still a lot to cover. Hope you guys had a good weekend, and once again, a good Labor Day from the other weekend. Here are the co-hosts, Omega, Eisen, and Lawrence. We're going to keep covering on more news. And also, if you haven't checked out the poll, there's a new poll I dropped on the best Xbox platform. You can still vote for that if you haven't already. So, just wanted to kind of brief do a little thing on D23. Of course, that came out. It's actually going on right now this weekend. There's a lot that's been going on during D23. I got a couple of trailers. I think we had a Andor trailer came out again. That's coming on Disney Plus, and a couple. I forgot when it's coming out. Let's see. Should it might be coming out next month or so. It's sometime during the fall season. We had Willow trailer. We had a Willow trailer that got released. We got Bad Batch Season 2 release updates. Tales of the Jedi. That looked really cool. We get to see Count Dooku when he was a Jedi. I mean, that looks kind of interesting. It will debut next month. We'll definitely do watch parties as well on the Discord. Ahsoka, of course, got an update. Skeleton Crew with I think that's Jude Law. Yeah, Jude Law. So he's gonna be in Skeleton Crew. They got a little first look there. Of course, Mandalorian 3 trailer and release date. Can't wait for that. You know, of course, Mandalorian Season 2 was awesome, along with Season 1. There was an Indiana Jones 5 update, Wakanda Forever update. We had Ironheart update, confirming that Anthony Ramos is playing the Hood. Okay, and Ant-Man 3 update. Rude claimed Ant-Man 3 is unlike anything we've ever seen before, and claimed it's bananas, quote. Werewolf by Night got a trailer too. I did check that out. It is coming out, I think October. I could be wrong though. No, I think it's coming out next year. I think, but it looked pretty cool. It has a whole different style to it as well. I also got this Secret Invasion trailer that came out as well. Hoping that's a good show. I'm hoping with Phase 4, you know, that they bounce back after this She-Hulk crap. Hopefully this will be the show, or Werewolf by Night. We'll just have to see. And then we got some updates about Armor Wars. That Secret Invasion will lead into Armor Wars right after. I am really hoping that Armor Wars is a good show as well. I'm hoping that Loki Season 2 and Fantastic Four news. The rumors are true that Matt Scatman is indeed directing Fantastic Four. So that's I got Echo coming out, Daredevil update. He actually came on stage to show off some new Daredevil footage, and then Captain America 4 will be getting a villain, the leader, who was apparently a villain in the Incredible Hulk, will be coming back into the MCU. And then we got a roster update with the Thunderbolts. That includes Yelena, Bucky, Green Guardians back, Ghosts, Taskmaster, Vol, and the U.S. Agent will make the MCU's Thunderbolt team. We'll begin shooting next year. And of course, we had the Marvels. We have some Avatar announcements. Avatar 4 starting. And also, there's a video game on Avatar, which I don't know. I'm kind of not so sure about that game coming out, but we'll just have to see. But that's just a couple updates from D23. Eyes, any thoughts on what we've kind of that's been announced, released during this weekend? We still got a lot more coming. I think we might get some more news probably tomorrow. But anything that interests you? Anything from this D23?
Not really so much. I guess anything that interests me. Because most of it's pretty much it's all Marvel and Disney. So I tapped out on all that. I don't really expect much. I expect everything to be mediocre at best.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, at this point, it's like there's no point getting hyped for anything nowadays, especially when it comes to Marvel. So I hear you on that. Mega, anything? Anything you're excited for during the D23 announcements?
I'm definitely excited for Werewolf by Night. I want to see how that plays out. I've read a couple of the comic books, and it's kind of interesting, like how he went from like the whole bloodline and werewolf thing, and then now he's working for Shield. I'm pretty sure they may not introduce that until maybe after the credits roll, because you know how Nick Fury likes to just pop up. But I think the lists and the titles are just trying to pay a little bit more homage to the superheroes or even the anti-heroes that we don't really get to. They get overshadowed, of course, by the, Marvel has its big hitters, so it is excuse me, it is good to see that Marvel is trying to reach out to give them their day in the sun kind of thing going on. But yeah, the lineup, I'm excited for the Andor though. I want to actually see if this goes anywhere. Willow to me was an amazing movie, so yeah, definitely cool that they're doing a I wonder, is this Willow 2 or would this be a Willow redo?
I have no idea. So that was the older movie?
Yeah, it's a very I think it came out during the 80s or
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the very first one was pretty good. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah, that's my take on everything.
Okay. Lawrence, what are your thoughts on D23? Anything, announcements, anything you're excited for, anything?
I have no faith in any of it.
Whoa.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I understand. I understand.
Well, I mean, first of all, the vast majority of stuff there, again, going back to what I said earlier, nothing new, nothing original. And they're trying to bait us in with nostalgia. And the truth be told, we've seen that for the last 10 years. Every time they do, they switch it up and screw us over after taking our money. So, no thank you. And yeah, Willow was a cute movie back in the day. That's all it ever was, cute.
Damn.
Not enough to get me to spend my hard-earned money. So yeah, I have no faith.
Okay. Isaac, go ahead with the X-Men article you had.
All right. Okay. So basically here in the article I have is basically Marvel is having a crossover event called the Dark Web, basically where the X-Men and Spider-Man are having to come together because they're having to fight Chasm and the Goblin Queen, which are basically Ben Reilly, the clone of Peter Parker, and of course Madeline Pryor, the clone of Jean Grey. Basically, they've got some grievances, and they're coming with Limbo, who Madeline Pryor now controls, They are coming to wreak hell on New York City and the X-Men and Spider-Man. So, interested to see how this will turn out. Madeline Pryor has always been an interesting character, um, and we'll see how this goes and if they can do some decent writing with this.
I have this is out of my wheelhouse. Lawrence, I have to go to you on this one. Any thoughts on this one?
Well, I'm gonna assume um, Cable and Ilyana Rasputin are probably gonna be the center points of the story because Madeline took Limbo from Ilyana Rasputin. I'm sorry if anybody don't know who that is. That's Colossus's little sister, and Cable is the son of Madeline and Cyclops. So I'm assuming they're going to be the center of the story.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's looking like. They've had some other ones to lead up to it, so it's still kind of early right now. It looks like they're trying to form it.
Okay.
It pretty much looks like perfect. It looks personal right now. So because it's early, not sure what type of impact and what it's all culminating to exactly yet. But
Yeah, because there's no connection between Spider-Man and the X-Men except for the fact that both Ben and Madeline are clones, and I guess they're upset because
oh yeah. They're basically teaming up.
yeah,
This is what
because
they're
other
writing.
than that yeah, that's the only connection that they're both clones.
Right.
Other than
Right.
that, none have spilled into the other space. So
Exactly.
well, okay, well, again, yeah. Yes,
Mega,
Rocky. Yes, Rocky. Ilyana Rasputin is magic. Yeah.
oh, okay. Mega, do you have any thoughts on this one?
I have the thought that definitely they want to. I don't know. This could just be me though, but the Clone series got way out of hand. It was just too many Spider-Mans to the point that they didn't even know where was the original. So, you know,
Oh, I'm sorry. I should
Ben
have
Riley
clarified.
though is
I'm
oh, go
sorry. I
ahead.
should have clarified that. I should have clarified that. This is gonna suck ass. No, seriously. No, I should have clarified that for the very reason Omega's talking right now. For that very reason, it's been done to death. Sorry, I didn't
Yeah,
mean to cut you off, man.
oh no, you definitely on point about it. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was just interesting to know that yes, a diabolical villain named the Jackal cloned Spider-Man once. He cloned him once, but there was, of course, after that, it was just like no, he had other clones. So it was the clone saga was interesting, and I believe it did get out of hand. But you know what's interesting to me is that they've turned Ben Riley into now a heel again. Because well, I'm sorry, no.
No, they did.
I'm
No, you had it
getting
right.
mixed up. Because Ben Riley and Kane, right? That
No, you had it. No,
I
you
think I
had it
mixed
right.
it up.
No,
Okay.
you had it right. Yeah, you had it right. You absolutely had it right. Ben
Oh,
Riley's
okay.
been a hero. Ben Riley started off as a heel because he wanted to replace Peter, thinking he was the real Peter. Then he
Correct.
became a hero, Scarlet Spider, and now he's a
Mhm.
heel again. No, you had it right. You had it
Oh,
absolutely
okay.
right.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, this back and forth with, and I mean the Goblin Queen. I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of centered it around since they are both clones. But if you look at the features of the Goblin Queen, she's a redhead. And we know how all the Spider-Mans got it.
Oh, okay,
They
right.
got it in for,
Well,
you know
well,
what
hold
I'm
on.
saying? They
Well,
got it in for a
hold on.
redhead.
Hold on now. It
Mary
ain't
Jane.
just Spider-Man. You got Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Cyclops.
Oh yeah, they love redheads too. So go
And then
go team redhead.
right. So with Spider-Man, it'll be a Mary Jane thing. With
Right.
Cyclops and Wolverine, they'll look at her like she's Jean Grey because that's exactly who she is. She's a clone.
Yeah, that's
So
dude. That's the first thing. I'm glad you even mentioned that. That's why I'm thinking this is
circling around to. I mean, it's not based on them being clones, but they might be just a sort of chemistry going on there. But the X-Men actually like might just be the cleanup of what the Clone Saga was. Like, let's just kind of get up. You know, it's bad enough we got the multiverse Spider-Man. We just gotta make way, and we gotta get these other clones out of here.
Well, I mean, here's the thing that makes it. First of all, the Clone Saga with Spider-Man is literally listed tied with the worst Spider-Man story in history.
Well, there you go.
Because you got to remember that one, and it's tied with One More Day when they removed the Spider-Man Mary Jane marriage.
Oh yeah,
those two are tied for the very worst stories. Now, the Spider-Man Clone Saga lasted practically 3 years worth of issues, and it was horrid. And at the end of it, Ben Reilly died, and then they brought him back. Now, as far as it goes for Madeline Pryor, Mr. Sinister had cloned Jean Grey to create her and send him back in to confuse Cyclops, who ended up marrying her, and then they had a son named Nathan, and Nathan grew up to become Cable.
Yeah,
and
I actually hope they do not get rid of the Scarlet Spider, though.
Right,
like I actually like the Scarlet Spider, like the Kane.
Yeah. So 3 years on the Spider-Man story. I think it took 5-6 years with the Madeline Pryor story in the X-Men. So you have 8 years of Clone Saga stories that were horrid. Why would you revisit that?
It went bad. I think this might just be a way where they can just. They're trying to make up for what they did. Like, okay, we'll get rid of all the.
Well, no. It goes back to what I said with the Death of Superman story. You have no original ideas, and you keep revisiting other stuff, thinking you're going to do it better, and it never works because you don't have the skill to pull it off.
Dorian's super chat says, "Is Sony creating this as a movie? If so, then this movie is about to be ass." No,
it's not a movie.
This is not becoming a movie. So
it's not going to be a movie, but you are. I mean, we are getting, of course, the Spider-Verse too, which I think is going to be phenomenal off the bat. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, we are getting that. That's true.
But I don't think we. I really hope that we do not see a Spider-Man Clone Saga movie, because that would just. Yeah, too much. We got the multiverse.
I mean, they already confirmed that Tobey Maguire and I think the other dude. Well, no, wait. The other dude. They're gonna be Spider-Man again in some type of shape or form. So, we're gonna
Garfield.
we're gonna see him again in some type of movie or something. But we'll see.
Well, they never gave him his third, and fans were screaming for it. So,
but one thing I gotta admit about this. The Kane Spider-Man, which is now the Scarlet Spider, is not gonna like this, and that me personally, he had his own kind of like was heel and then went redemption kind of thing. Like, you know, he actually survived, but I mean his abilities and his strength is like he's almost like stronger than the regular Peter Parker.
Oh, he is strong.
But he's faster, stronger. He has that. What is that? That weird. You know how certain Spider-Mans do have their own kind of weird ability. He has that mark of the cane kind of thing where they'll just disfigure you forever. I guess it would just be like you just mess up your face, but no. I did like the kind of almost like the team or kind of. I don't know. They kind of seemed like they were brothers a bit, like Ben Reilly and Kane.
Well,
like they had that kind of respect for each other.
I know this. Just to sum it up, with the X-Men, like I said, 5 years of the story, it wasn't the greatest story, and that story was crafted by the master of X-Men himself, Chris Claremont.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So if he couldn't pull it off.
There's no chance in hell you could.
So and the same thing applies with Spider-Man, because if I remember correctly, it was Roger Stern who wrote those, top-notch writer. Like I said, you got two writers who at the time they were writing had been in the business over 20 years each. So if they couldn't pull it off, what makes you think you can? I mean, that's my final assessment on it. So
Okay. All right. So anime news. I think it's the only anime news we've had so far in this show. So manga Undead Unluck receives TV animation adaptation in 2023. The official website launched by Unlimited, produced by TMS, announced a television anime adaptation of the Undead Unluck manga on Friday. The anime series is being produced by David Production. Oh, nice. Who did JoJo for a 2023 debut. So, dude, there's a lot of new. We're getting a lot of new stuff next year, man. And along with this one, what was that other one? There's been a couple other ones that are really popular that are getting TV adaptations. Hopefully they do well. David Productions do pretty decent. I mean, JoJo was pretty good. Although the Netflix anime should be releasing them every fucking 6 months and crap. But this is good news. I've heard of this series before. I definitely can't wait to check it out next year. But it seems like next year's going to be really cool stuff with a lot of different animes, just like this year when it comes to next month. But I can't wait to see like a trailer or something like that, or more visuals of the characters. But this is good news.
Yeah.
I think most fans will be happy that this is getting a series. Is anything on this one? I don't know if you've heard of this manga.
No, I really don't have anything.
Oh, okay. Make anything on this one?
I don't have anything, but seems like it. I don't know. It looks like a good read. Or to check it out. For the most part, I won't be caring about shit but Chainsaw Man. So anything other than that, fuck you. Like, sorry.
Yeah,
like
next month is going to be insane. Next month is going to be like insane.
Bro. Like, yeah.
Because next month we have Gundam Mercury, Blue Luck, Chainsaw Man, Bleach, My Hero Academia. I mean, it's going to be crowded. Mob Psycho Season 3 next month.
I'm so committed. I'm going to go buy a chainsaw from Home Depot right now. Just that's all I'm watching.
It's going to be pretty insane. But before we go into Capcom, well, I want Lawrence, go ahead and do this the great DC Reset article you got. I think you talked about it, but this is the other one you had. Do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Oh, going back to David Zaslav.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after he got done with Batgirl and all the movie stuff,
Mm-hmm.
he quietly sent a couple of personnel to the comic division and demanded of them that they turn over all the books, the sales numbers, and he wants a character Bible on each and every character in the DC Comics universe. He's about to rip it apart, and he should. One of the biggest failures in comics today, both Marvel and DC, is that they fired all the editors that kept everything running smoothly. And they hired these kids straight out of school. And I mean literally straight out of school with no skill set, no training. So what you really have is you have the inmates running the asylum, to be quite frank. And that's how we get all this SJW and woke agenda and covers with t-shirts that says ask me about my feminist agenda and crap like that. The comic industry is broken. And I'm not much one for hope, but I would like the idea of Zaslav removing Jim Lee and Marie Javins. Marie Javins has no skill set whatsoever to do this job. She should have never got it. Considering that they let go people who had more seniority than she did, who knew how to place Rand, and they got rid of her. And I think it's all for the sense of saving money, so to speak. Jim Lee is a very odd commodity because Jim Lee's an executive. He's been an executive at DC for over a decade, and he didn't earn it. He got the position because that was part of the negotiation he did for selling his Wildstorm universe to them. So Wildcats and, you know, all those characters and all that muck. So he's an artist. That's all he's ever been. And the fact that he failed at running his own publishing company that he had to sell to DC pretty much should tell you he shouldn't be in executive position if he couldn't even run his own. He doesn't know what he's doing. Again, the inmates are running the asylum. And like I said, Jim Lee's a great artist, but that's all he's ever been. That's all he's ever been. So you need to get some real strong guidance in there. I do know that there's some rumors that have gone back and forth where there are people pushing the idea of Jim Shooter coming to DC and running it. I wouldn't put much weight in it right now, because I don't see it. What they did to Jim Shooter is he's pretty jaded right now, to be quite fair, and with good reason. Dorian, no, this is not because of Rippaverse. It's not because of Rippaverse at all. But I can't say that they're not paying attention to it.
Yeah, Rippaverse,
No,
like his YouTube channel, man. I mean, a lot of people have been critiquing his crap, but a lot of people have been coming at him. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as, like I said, as far as Eric is concerned, he is not the catalyst for this, but I'm pretty sure he's a couple of nails. He's a couple of nails. Because I mean, it can't be ignored. I mean, when you have companies who sit around and brag they have the most popular characters in the world, and when you start treating your customers like they don't count, et cetera, and so on, and then this dude who comes up out of nowhere with characters that haven't even had a history, he does over 3.4, 3.5 million.
Yeah, I think he's 3.4. I think.
Right, and you can't even sell 20,000 copies. Something's wrong with that picture.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember somebody had made a comment about, well, he's charging $20-$30 for his book and yada yada yada, high prices. I said, well, yeah, but how's that any different than DC charging $10 for a 22-page comic? So I mean, seriously, you got to come up with something better than that. But as far as it goes for Dave Zaslav, I knew he was going to come for DC Comics. I mean, there's no question. Just by the fact of the way he talked about the movie division, about having the most popular characters, the most well-known characters, et cetera, and so on. So obviously he was going to go look at the place where those characters originated from. Because before they were film, TV, and radio, they were paper. So he's going to want to know what's going on. What level of degree he'll make changes, that's up in the air. But I think personally, he just needs to wipe the map. He needs to go full scorched earth. That's my personal opinion. And by his own admission, he said these characters, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, these characters are the crown jewels of DC, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Okay.
So
question for everyone, because this relates to DC. There was talks behind Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam, him being like a key primary person in the direction of DC, and he's gonna just like lead the way to victory for DC and all this stuff. They're gonna put some really big kind of like, they're gonna put put him on a pedestal basically to save the DC movie, whatever. This sounds like bullshit to me. Are y'all convinced that Dwayne Johnson's gonna be the one to save? Is Black Adam, the DC movie, and all this gonna save DC? Are y'all convinced by that? Eisen, you can go ahead.
No.
I'm
The
definitely
Rock.
not.
The Rock is I don't even know if he's a mediocre actor. So I don't see it happening. I mean, the only thing that can make this interesting whatsoever is if Henry Cavill shows up in the suit as Superman and they fight, and it's somewhat interesting there. But yeah, no.
Okay, Omega, what were you about to say after Eisen?
Oh, I said no. Definitely no. I just that Black Adam. He's a good villain. Almost even some people wouldn't even consider him a villain. Like some people actually believe he is a hero. So like
Yeah,
just a hero to his
thought he
people,
was like
you
an
know. So,
anti-hero or something.
yeah, it's just it was his methods of what he was doing, but he was specifically designated not to the world but to his people, and
Okay.
people have an issue toward that. So
Okay. What's going on, Hunter?
yeah.
Hunter says it's gonna be a cash grab. Yeah, I mean that's what it's looking like. Dorian says, what did Dorian say? He says, if they refuse to use his history, no, they'll portraying him as a superhero. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Mega.
Yeah. I like his take on that too. It does. I thought cash grab too. So yeah, but that's what I feel like. No, this they could have a freaking what is that? I'm trying to think who was DC. I don't know, because like even the Flash himself, if he had movies coming out, like I would say like that could be actually a big turnaround. You know, like Flash is a very pivotal member of an important member of the Justice League. So yeah.
Lawrence, any thoughts on what do you think about Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam, and do you think he's gonna save the damn DC movie race or whatever it is? What do you think?
Well, simply put, what Dwayne Johnson wants and what will be are two different things.
Yeah.
Black Adam will not save anything. Black Adam is a spinoff of Shazam. And Shazam did decent, but it didn't light any fires. So I don't see why as a matter of fact, to prove the point about Dwayne Johnson thinking he's going to change everything, if that was the case, why do they have to load it up with so many other characters? Why couldn't he carry it by himself?
That's true.
I mean, they had to go all the way back and get Pierce Bronson to play to play Dr. Fate. I mean, you had to go all the way back to get the old Remington Steele and James Bond dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean,
facts.
So and that's not counting the other characters playing Hawkman and Atom Smasher and all that muck. Look, the fact of the matter is that the DC cinematic universe is broken. Point blank. Dwayne Johnson thinks he has the charisma to carry an entire universe the way Robert Downey Jr. did. He doesn't have that gravitas. He just doesn't.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
That's true.
Because I don't think anybody would challenge me when I say that Robert Downey Jr. was the linchpin for the MCU. There's no question to that.
Yeah, he started it. Well,
not just started it, but I mean, he's pretty much the only character that it made no difference what the end credits were in a movie. If he was in it, everybody got happy. You know, I mean, we have to call it for what it is. The man did his job and he did it well. Yeah. The Rock does not have that. He doesn't have that charisma. He doesn't have that gravitas. He doesn't have that je ne quoi, I guess, for lack of a better terminology. And the arrogance of him to think that he can come in and save the universe with a character that's not even widely known is mind-boggling to me. It's not like he's playing Superman.
Nah, he's not.
You know what I mean? I mean, he's playing Black Adam, a villain of a hero who pretends to be a hero, but is actually an anti-hero. Nobody got time for that. Nobody's got time for that. And like it was said in the chat, they're not even using his real history. You know? So, you know, I mean, and on top of that, how can you have a Black Adam movie and Shazam doesn't show up? What is that about?
All right. And another thing that I'm kind of like, and I'll move on after this, is just like the marketing that's being done for Black Adam is almost like exposing that it's going to be bad. The way they're doing their marketing, it's just like it's a bit too much. It's almost like the way I think we have an article on what is it, Arkham Knights, that video game, or is it Gotham Knights? One of those games that comes out next month. It's almost like that game where the marketing is just taking over, and it's like you're showing us too much that we just need to go ahead and play the game. And I think with Black Adam, you know, we don't need any more damn trailers. Like, I think they just released another one recently. I'm like, okay, we've seen enough. You know, like I don't need to see anything else. I don't need to see any more articles about the movie. Let me just watch it. You know.
I'll go you one better. I'll go you one better. And what reality is the prime character not seen in the trailers? The bulk of the trailers are always showing all the members of the Justice Society of America.
Yep.
The bulk of them, I mean, I'm not saying he's not in them, but the bulk of the trailers always show everybody else more than they show him. And yet you're the star of the film. You're the guy who says he's going to turn everything around. But yet you're not in. I mean, you're the star. The movie's named after the character you're playing. But they spend more time showing every other character and their abilities and what they're doing than they do you. Something's wrong with that picture.
Yeah, I agree, and you know, well, when it comes out, you know, we'll either roast it or praise it. I mean, it's just one of the two. So moving on. So we got some fighting game news. Evo happened a while ago, and at Evo they had two of the people that created Capcom versus SNK, which is a very famous fighting game in the fighting game industry. Well praised, extremely, with Capcom versus SNK 2. They did this little collab photos here during Evo, which a lot of people respected, and you know, a lot of people were kind of excited after that. But then, according to Oda in an interview with VGC, the popularity of the merchandise reconfirmed that there is a huge interest in seeing Capcom vs. SNK revival in the future. Definitely in the future, in quotes. That's something that I think everybody on all sides in both parties are interested in making a reality, said Oda, when asked specifically if he's interested in working on a new SNK versus Capcom title. He says, especially after we saw the reaction to the Evo posters, it helped us reconfirm that this is probably one of the most wanted things from the fighting game community across the entire world. It says we have a lot of experience in crossovers with things like Akuma, Geese in Tekken, Terry in Fighting EX Layer, Terry in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Baikon in Samurai Showdown, said Oda. So yeah, this is definitely a possibility, and just confirming that there's an interest. And of course, I mean, Capcom vs. SNK was a very popular game. KOF 15 has been doing pretty successful, but you know, just to have a decent crossover like this, I mean, we don't really get a lot of crossovers anyway when it comes to fighting games. If it's, you know, we can't even count Marvel vs. Capcom, which the Infinite really sucked. So it would be really refreshing to get some type of game maybe after, you know, everything that's been released. You know, just Street Fighter 6s, and there's another. I think Garu. I think that was the game that got released from the whole SNK King of Fighters Fatal Fury side of things. So I would love it. I mean, that'd be hella cool to get like a next gen SNK versus Capcom game. I mean, that would be. I mean, just imagine a roster to that shit. That'd be crazy. But what do you think, Omega, on the possibility of a SNK versus Capcom coming in the future?
I say bring it on. Definitely, everyone loves the crossovers. And even shout out to the Mugen people.
Oh yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, SNK. I think it was Capcom versus SNK 2.
Mm-hmm.
That was the shit. I mean, it just had so much variety of how you could actually tailorize your fighting style, like.
Yeah, but all the different,
also the roster,
like all the different groove systems and stuff like that.
Yeah, the groove system, I think, to me, honestly, is the best like power bar system ever. Like, if you were like a highly timed person that just depended on like parries, you had that to go. If you just thought brute strength, you had the what is it? The SNK what is the Samurai Showdown style of fighting. So I mean, it just had so much to offer, and the fights I always felt were never boring. Like, it was 3-on-3. There wasn't any tag, but it was tailored, like the kind of like the SNK thing. Like, you know, you got your
Oh yeah, the teams,
yeah, the team. So I had a lot of fun online. I felt like I wasn't always just outclassed. But I don't know, some seasoned fighters, like you could tell, like, okay, this ain't this guy's first rodeo. Like this is gonna be a uphill battle. But I mean, just all the combinations and even the specials. That the game just had it all, even down to the music. Everyone,
Yeah, the soundtrack is dope too.
I honestly think everyone loved that London scene, like the whole London. What was it? I don't know, just the London, and then also that desert stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It,
it was a really dope soundtrack for sure.
it was phenomenal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Eisen, anything on Capcom versus SNK 3 possibilities?
No, I haven't played a fighting game in I don't know how long. So
No.
this is y'all's wheelhouse.
All right. Lawrence, anything? Let me see if he'll return back. If
It's gonna pick Blanca.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I'm so sorry.
I feel like Lawrence is gonna pick Blanca.
Yeah, no problem. Any thoughts on this one?
No, I was gonna say I got nothing.
Okay. Just a quick side note. So there was a new gameplay trailer from Capcom for Street Fighter 6 with Kimberly and Jury. If you haven't checked that out, I think I posted it in the Discord as well. Really cool. Kimberly is basically like a apprentice from Guy, and she has some really cool moves. Jury looks really good too. So yeah, there was a new gameplay reveal like a week ago or so. So definitely check that out. Definitely can't wait for Street Fighter 6. Let's move along. So Sony and Tencent have bought over 30% of Elden Ring developer From Software. It says Sony and Tencent have increased their stake in Elden Ring developer From Software, now owning over 30% of the company between them. Sony now owns 14% of the company, while Tencent, via its Sickjoy subsidiary, now owns 16.25%. From Software clearly aims to capitalize on this increased investment, with majority stakeholder Kadokawa issuing the following statement. It says decided to conduct a third-party annulment to Sixjoy within the Tencent Group, which has strengthened its capabilities to develop and deploy mobile games and other networking technologies in the global market, including China and SSIE within Sony Group. So this basically is saying that a lot of people are investing in From Software, especially after their big success with Elden Ring this year, which I still think is probably going to be best RPG of the year. I think best JRPG will probably go to Xenoblade 3, probably. But I think RPG, I really think Elden Ring is going to hold it down for this year. But we'll see. I mean, we only got one quarter left of the year, but I just don't see anything beating this, unless because God of War would be like an action adventure game. I don't think that would be RPG. So I think it's going to just take over the RPG realm for this year. But good news for From Software, getting some more investments and stuff after their big success. Isaac, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't see anything coming unless something just miraculous comes out there to kind of challenge Elden Ring here at this last quarter. I don't see it.
Same. Mega, anything?
No, I got nothing.
Okay. Lawrence, anything?
No, I swear, when everything falls in place, I'm gonna take a month off and I'm gonna get my little brother Eisen, and he gonna take me through all these games.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit. It's a lot.
Oh, you know what? I do have one thing to just say is that Dark Soul games are here to stay. Period.
Oh yeah, they're definitely
Elden Ring. The I don't want to skip over or not giving it any praise on its graphics and also its gameplay, but the customization, I believe, even jumped a lot forward from the actual Dark Souls genre. So, and it looks like their techniques and the spells are just astonishing. So yeah, Dark Souls here to stay.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's From Software type of game, and other studios are copying their way of playstyle too. Like that one game, Lies of P, that Pinocchio Souls game. Yeah,
yeah,
that game is like that's basically looks like a different style of Bloodborne, but it looks like it's gonna be a good game when that comes out. So yep, From Software's definitely here to stay, man, and I hope they keep creating more just like Souls RPGs like Elden Ring or Dark Souls and all that stuff. It's good stuff. I mean, and the fan base loves it. I mean,
right?
They have a huge sale base. But yeah, moving right along. We're doing rapid fire, by the way, so let's move right along. So I thought this one was funny as fuck. I think Omega mentioned it earlier about Resident Evil, but Resident Evil, Lance Riddick Star reacts to the series cancellation. He basically did Lance. This guy is well known in a lot of different movies. He's a good actor too. He's actually a good actor.
Oh yeah,
he shared like a video. This kind of like telling the fans, oh, you know, thanks for supporting it. But yeah, the show did get canceled.
Isn't he?
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, real quick. Isn't he the concierge from John Wick?
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Right on the money.
You got him. That's him. That's him. So I'm not gonna play the video. You can listen to it to yourself. I don't want to get on no stupid copyright bullshit. But yeah, he was just shouting out the showrunners, the cast, and all that stuff. I think and I honestly, I'm not really too shocked that this got canceled, man. Based on the episode 1 or 2 I saw, I'm like, yeah, I don't see this going any further. All right. So the show started on a promising note as streamed for over 72 million hours during its first week, making it the second most watched show on Netflix. But its status on the top 10 didn't last long. The show fell to number 3 in the second week, and then third, it disappeared from the list completely. They did say that this show was supposed to cover mainly the games, Resident Evil, not really the movies, I guess, which I guess doesn't really matter. It says the show's audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is only 26%, with fans critiquing it for straying too far from the source material. So, this is another L for Netflix once again, with shows being canceled. Remember, we had Cowboy Bebop get canceled, and now, Resident Evil get canceled. And the question is, I mean, once again, who was asking for this? No fucking clue. That's the thing. I don't know who the fuck was asking for this shit, and then for it just to land like this. I mean, Netflix, you got to be a bit more picky with what you guys trying to do, man, when it comes to this IP shit. I mean, but I mean, I could care less. Any thoughts, Omega? Because you got brought it up earlier.
Yeah, I was just bringing up the fact that that what Lawrence said about all the characters are now just being either racial swapped or gender swapped. But yeah, we got that black Wesker.
Yeah, I saw that shit. Man, that shit wasn't. I didn't even get to that point of the show, and that was embarrassing.
When I seen it, I was cracking up though. I
couldn't get to the point. It was from the jump.
It's from the jump, yeah. Like as soon as you heard it, like, wait, hold on, this dude's name's Wesker. Like,
yes,
and then
exactly.
I do like how they tied it into like where it dealt with cloning. So there's like they split the Weskers, and the original Wesker now is black. But from the video games, of course, he's Caucasian, right?
Right.
He's Caucasian and blonde. But I don't know who's to say that Umbrella took a direction into saying, okay, as an evil corporation, we can't look race. So we need to we're gonna take you, and you're gonna be black now.
That's so stupid. Man.
Or look, we just took some of your DNA and we mixed it with the African American, and now we have we got Black Wesker. He's 10 times faster than the original Wesker.
Oh man.
That's not racist.
So...
That's stereotype, right?
Yeah.
Like if you think white Wesker is fast, oh gosh.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Eisen, anything on this one?
Crazy.
Rapid fire.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much to go on. I do think that he is I think he's a good actor personally.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
he played himself 3 times in this. Like,
at least 3.
Yeah, at least.
No, I think it was 4. It ended up being 4.
Oh, was it 4? Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
because of the actual original Wesker. But anyways,
Yeah.
I think that it really doesn't matter because the series is canceled. And I don't think it's so much more about him being a black Wesker as it is it was just
right.
terribly written for. They just didn't have
the
enough.
writing was.
The writing was terrible. I think his acting was good. I think that it was just they didn't do anything with it, and to do that and only.
I ain't gonna lie. Did any of you guys feel kind of like at the whole time you're watching this, you like, come on, please give me a Chris, give me a Claire, give me somebody from Stars, please, just give me somebody from Stars.
I didn't even get to that damn point. I didn't even get.
You didn't get that part.
Well, hell, they did give you somebody from Stars Wesker, but that's about it.
That was it. I was like, damn, man.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show how that. I mean, eight episodes ain't enough for a freaking season to get enough off. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, true. Yeah, more could have been done, but yeah, it just they did have some elements true to the lore, but I don't know, man.
Lawrence,
I'm
anything?
Just glad
go ahead. Lawrence, anything on this one? We didn't get your turn.
So same as before, man. They try to rewrite what's already been established. You can't. Well, look. This is no different than Terminator. It's no good without Arnold. Resident Evil's no good without Mila Jovovich. It is what it is. And again, crappy writing. People try to reinvent the wheel when they don't have the skill sets to even build, much less rewrite something. Does it surprise me? Absolutely not. Netflix's track record across the board is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And it seems like they're just blowing money to throw anything against the wall to see if it stick. We also talking about what we talked about a few minutes ago with the nostalgia thing. Thinking you're just going to get people to come in just because Resident Evil's written on it. And you need more. You need more than that. You can't just slap Star Wars on it, Star Trek, Resident Evil, whatever, and think it's just going to be like that. It doesn't work, and they know it doesn't work this way. Yeah. They know it. They what it is they think that they're gonna wait us out until we get so tired we have no choice but to just take whatever they give, and they don't understand nerds and geeks. Nope. they don't. They just don't, because before we give you our money, we'll go back and look at all the stuff we've collected over decades and revisit that before we give you our money.
Yeah, you got a track record. We don't forget.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't forget Cowboy Bebop. I remember that bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, well, if you don't get the new comics now, it'll never be like, you are aware that I got 80 years of prior history to go back over.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I can revisit the stuff that I never read, and and it's the same thing with movies and TV. Right. Which come to shove, I've got about 25 years worth of Star Trek to go back to. I got no problem. So you're not gonna wait me out, that's for sure. I guarantee you'll age out of the system before I do. So,
right. Dorian says they should have spent that money on JoJo's Steel Ball run animation.
What's interesting about that? All kidding aside, and the interesting part about that is that I can take what he said and I can put it across the board. The level we're at now, they got me so disenfranchised. I'd rather watch an animation version of whatever it is I want than a live action.
Yeah, that's true.
And even that's risky, because we've seen what they've done to the DC animated universe. But I'm just saying, I got more of a chance of getting at least some of what I want from the animated than any live action stuff they're doing now.
This is true. All right, moving right along. So, more good news. So Mafia devs make an offer we can't refuse, an all new game. So 2K Games Mafia series has been going strong for 20 years. It's been 6 years since the last entry, Mafia 3. Luckily for fans of the franchise, it's now been officially confirmed a new Mafia title is in development. Recently, on the website, There's an interview with major players from throughout the series' history. Interview centers around a few members of Hangar 13, the studio behind the Mafia series. Their general manager, Roman, head of production, media director Tomas, and game director Alex Cox. So a new Mafia is coming in. Will be in development coming soon. This is good news. I mean, the Mafia 1 and 2 are really good. I didn't really like 3 that much when it came to like other kind of variables in that game, but gameplay wise it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't a perfect game. But definitely, if you ever see Mafia for sale on Steam, it's definitely worth buying, guaranteed. Like if you get it under $30, I'd say go ahead and get it, like definitely. But you know, it'll be interesting to see how this, I guess Mafia 4, I guess we could call it, is going to be for next gen consoles and PC. But just another good news about a franchise that, you know, for the most part has been getting good critics for the most part. Any quick thoughts on this one? Anyone? Rapid fire, anyone can go.
Yeah, no, I never played Mafia, so.
I think I played the Mafia with the African American that came back from the Vietnam.
Yeah, that's Mafia 3, yeah.
Yeah. The very first one was pretty damn good too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how far you can keep going with Mafia games though, because it's kind of laid out, like you know, like
right.
Yeah, the Syndicate and Cyber Corporation era is here to stay. You know, the dystopian kind of cyberpunk shit. So I don't know. So it's kind of a lackluster, but I will say their last game was amazing. So I have yet to beat it, but it's worth playing. It's definitely fun.
Lawrence, you had anything on this one?
Sorry, I was catching a Pokemon. Anyway.
What the fuck? Look at this guy.
Is he over here hunting while... Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean,
multitasking.
So I mean, technically, you're not even supposed to apologize for that, but go ahead. That's funny.
No, because I paused. That's why I was
Had his ass right near the door. Get him!
But
man, that's funny.
But in all fairness, I don't know anything about the game, but just based on it being a Mafia thing, I agree with Omega. How far could you take that?
Right. Man, dude, that's funny. That was funny as shit. Damn.
Well, I told you guys I played Pokemon, so I'm sorry.
It's all good. Sometimes you gotta catch that Bulbasaur, bro.
No, it's funny because of our podcast, what we're all about. That's why it's so funny.
Yeah,
right.
It's the only game I play, so
hey, that's cool, man. All right,
that's hilarious.
Shout out to Rocky for the membership. Thanks for that. Next up, so Assassin's Creed Mirage got officially this is old, but it actually got revealed this weekend. There is a new trailer for it. I put it in the Discord. You can check it out if you haven't seen it. But Assassin's Creed is once again making an attempt to make another game. The last one being Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I think was the last one, or Assassin's Creed Origin. I don't really know much about this game, but like I said, check out the trailer. You can check it out. I'm not like, it depends. Like, I've played Assassin's Creed games, but I just never been able to beat those fucking games because they're so damn long, you know. Especially Odyssey. Odyssey took forever. After 40 hours, I still couldn't beat the damn game. I just quit. I don't like this too much. But any quick thoughts on a new Assassin's Creed? And are you guys excited for a new Assassin's Creed? Or go ahead, anyone can go.
Again.
Like my bad. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. No, I was just saying I don't have anything to add. I know Assassin's Creed's a great game from everything I heard, so that's all I got.
Okay. Anyone else?
My bad,
go ahead.
No, you good.
Okay. I was just gonna say, I won't say excited. I can say it's expected. They've been dropping them. I guess I'm just wondering where they're going next, if they're gonna do it.
Right.
So that's all.
Okay. And Omega?
I think for Assassin's Creed Mirage, it's a great addition to the series. I never played a boring one, so yeah.
Okay.
Seemed like I guess we'll just have to see. I mean, they had the trailer up and everything, so yeah.
Yeah, we'll just see.
Assassin's Creed is like one of those games where it's based on Earth, so you could just keep going to every damn location. You know what I'm saying? You can't. The next one could be Assassin's Creed Himalayas. Like, you know, who knows? Like, so yeah, definitely is cool. Like, and it gives more in depth about that deep. I mean, let's face it, assassins have been a part of history as well. We've even had famous ones. So, like, you know, yeah,
that's true.
Hey, in all fairness, there'd be no history without them in a lot of cases.
Yeah, they did it in a way. They stirred history in one direction that went another direction. So yeah.
Alrighty. So I usually don't do tech news, but I thought, why not? So Apple's new iPhone 14 series starts at $700.99. This rounded up to $800 and boosts new features. So part of the Fair Out event, Apple has officially announced the latest generation of the smartphone, the iPhone 14. As reports suggested, the iPhone 14 does not include a mini model. However, Apple's latest smartphones does include 4 models: the iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Plus, iPhone 14 Pro, and the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Golly, man. New iPhone coming out. I know some of you Apple bros are excited about this. You people who left us Android dudes, but it's so good. For you tech people, you people who need the newest phone. I mean, hey, this might be something that might catch your interest, or maybe you can get a deal if you have a previous iPhone phone, you want to trade it off or something. You know, Apple has some good deals sometimes, but you know, new tech, new phones. I mean, this age of smartphones is just whatever. I mean, they get released every year, every 6 months. So I back in the day, like the college days for me, I mean, when you actually cared, now it's just like whatever. You know, who cares about getting a new phone? At least in my opinion. But for the tech dudes or the phone dudes that like that shit, hey, I mean, you got a new option for you from Apple. Any thoughts on this one? Quick thoughts. Apple's new iPhone.
Only thing I gotta say is, ain't no way in hell I'm spending no damn $900+ on no phone. I refuse. I mean, I would just much rather get a PC.
Yeah, well, there you go. Right, at least a bigger PC. Oh, exactly. Yeah, the cost of that you could use for a PC. True. Anyone else? Omega, Lawrence, anything before we move on?
Look, man, I got a laptop and a Magic Jack that cost me $40 a month. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, $40 a year. My bad.
Good deal.
So well, I mean, Magic Jack is cheap, man. I mean, you just buy the thing. It's $40 a month. They give you your own phone number, and it hooks directly up to my laptop. So no matter where I go, I can make phone calls anywhere I want to.
Cool.
Anywhere I want to, as long as there's an internet connection. So between that and my laptop, I got everything that iPhone does. For $40. You know, I mean, I'm just saying.
Right.
Why would I spend $800? Man, that's a couple of bills.
Yeah, it's a lot of bills. That's rent. Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, not for me, but yeah, okay. But I mean, between lights, cable, groceries, whatever you want to pick, man. Nah, for a phone.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, for a phone, I don't know. You know what? I recently was talking to T-Mobile because I've been with them for like so long. Actually, it's approximate. I've been with T-Mobile for about 17 years.
I can sit here and tell you that I'm still using a Galaxy 7, man.
You're still using a Galaxy 7.
I'm serious.
But
no, that's not a joke. Look, I don't need all that other stuff. Look, I can access my emails. I can search for stuff on the internet. I can do texting, and I can take phone calls. That's it. I mean, truth be told, phones have reached their limit on what they can do.
It's true.
So why keep coming out with extra stuff? I mean, what does it matter? No matter, you pay $800 for that phone, and I'm telling you, it's not going to work any different than the old phone you had. The
It
only
is a
thing that could
status
possibly,
appeal though too. You got to think
yeah,
about it.
yeah,
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 you know how
because
the Apple. Some call us a cult. I mean,
yeah,
you can make the same thing about Android. You know, it's funny. Actually, I started off with Android. My first phone was a smartphone. Actually, like the flip up phone kind of thing
yeah,
that was
yeah, yeah.
starting to grow. It was the Google phone. It was the G1, and I loved that freaking phone to bits. It was pretty cool. It flipped up. You work, like it. I don't know. I like the whole little flip up thing.
Well, I mean,
But
the only
Google made
the
a
only
really good phone.
the only advantage that the iPhone has that I'm aware of,
Uh-huh.
unless they changed it, but I do recall that I do know in order to access that phone, you have to get a search warrant from Apple to crack open the code for cops to be able to look at it if you get arrested and stuff like that. I
Oh
yeah,
wow.
yeah, yeah, and they've always been like that. That's one thing I'll give Apple when it comes to privacy. They do not
Yeah, they
play.
be on
Wait,
point.
hold on. Now this is where I'm gonna say their privacy shit is out the window. Now,
Oh,
yeah, hey, these hoes got their location on you at all times.
well, no, that's different. What I'm talking about is that they had arrested somebody a couple of years ago, and they wanted to access his phone, and it was an Apple. He wouldn't give them the password, and the forensic scientist there couldn't get past the coding or whatever. So they went to Apple, and Apple said, "No, our privacy, yada yada, states blah blah blah." Then they turned around and they got the entire police chiefs union to start a lawsuit to force Apple to crack it open. And I'm talking about in that respect. Now, if you got your location thing on, well, you're a dumbass. But but
I think it's the way. I think it's the way where she can get off in there now
well, that's
and have
her.
it on.
Well, yeah, that's her. But
I'm
like I
just
said,
saying, there's holes in it. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, yeah. But like I said, that story I gave you is a couple of years old, so I don't know if they've changed it since then. But if they didn't, then that's the only plus that I have for an Apple. Because they won't just let anybody access your phone. I got to give them respect for. Because Androids are easy to crack. But yeah, but outside of that, man, I don't go around getting new phones every time they come out. And I don't know, $800. Come on, man.
Right.
I don't know what I did right with T-Mobile, but they must like me for some reason because every new iPhone that I upgraded to, I don't know if it's because I've been with them that long or I just pay off my shit and hardly never late, but I never pay much of anything unless I want accessories for the new phone. Like it's just a free upgrade.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I've had to buy is the carry case because I've broke them. That's me. But those things are like $5.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
now, all this stuff
time,
from T-Mobile is expensive, dude. Like if you get a case will run you about like.
Oh no! I went I went on Amazon, bro.
Oh, you went okay.
Yeah, I went on Amazon, put in the type of phone I had. I think the highest price I ever paid was $10 for a case. But because my phone is the age it is now, they're only like $5. And I always have a tendency to clip them in a certain way on my pocket. So when I sit, it snags and it'll snap the spring. So I think I've maybe broken, I don't know, 4 in the last couple of years. So what, $20 out of the entirety of having a damn phone?
It's just something about going into any place and be like, hey, I need an upgrade. Oh, okay. Well, we'll increase your bill. But you don't have to pay a damn thing. You just walk out. We'll hook the phone up, and then you're good to go. I didn't pay you.
Like I said, that's not my argument. My argument is, what are you upgrading? There's nothing else that can be done with the phone.
It's different.
I mean, they're not increasing.
Look, it's different from the one that I.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, if you got rid of your phone now and went and bought that one, does the way you do text messages change? No.
No.
Do the way you place a phone call change? No. Do the way you take a picture or record something change? No. There's not. So what's the upgrade? That's the point I'm making.
Right.
Lawrence, you're forgetting. It's faster.
Wait. Okay. Wait. Let's cover these last two. Let's cover these last two articles. Let's not.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. All right. So last two. So Yasuke live action adaptation coming to Netflix. So the Hollywood Reporter revealed that the star of the smash hit Lupin will be taking the role of the legendary samurai and has plenty of comments to share when it comes to the project. Nick Jones Jr. was originally served as the main writer for Yasuke's anime adaptation that also aired on Netflix and returns to writing duties here and had this to say about the new take on the old legend. And quote, getting a chance to finally bring Yasuke's legendary's true story to life has been a dream of mine ever since I served in Japan as a Marine. So it says, quote, this is the perfect project for what Forrest and I strive for. The mixture of two cultures through great storytelling to bring a real life a figure to the forefront paired with incredible action and faces that represent both black and Asian heritage. So Yasuke came out, I forgot what year it came out, but it wasn't a bad anime. I think it had a couple, not too long of a show for season 1. I don't know if I don't remember if it even got a season 2, but a live action movie, once again, based on who's doing it, oh wow, it says fellow producer Forrest Whitaker? Really? Are able to bring the tale with the new project. Okay, so Forrest Whitaker's in this too. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Well, let's have to see. I want to see a trailer. That's all I'll just say about this one. Whenever a trailer comes out, fine. But quick thoughts, anyone? Go ahead.
I was just saying, what? Because I haven't seen it. It's a samurai based, anime, right? Correct?
Yeah, on Netflix.
I'll say, I don't know if the anime itself was good, but that actually has potential just because we've had samurai movies, so just in essence, it's got potential to be decent. But it is shift flicks. But like I said, they did okay with Rurouni Kenshin, so.
Yep, Rurouni Kenshin was dope. Lawrence, anything?
I got nothing.
Okay, Omega, anything?
I wonder who's going to be the protagonist. Like, who's going to play the part of Yasuke? Do we have any information?
I think it's the actor from Lupin.
Ooh.
The Lupin show. It's like some detective show on Netflix.
Yeah.
That actor.
Yeah.
I never really watched that show, but it seemed like people like it. So.
What these are these are always going to be a hit or miss. Like, it's hard to even just put a predict on it and then just be negative and be like trash. But the anime was pretty damn good. I'll give the respects to that. I enjoyed that anime.
Once again, with Netflix, hey, if you fuck up,
we're
gonna roast you up. So
you're gonna get that work. So yeah.
Alrighty. So last news. I thought this would be funny. So Beverly Hills Cop sequel gets a new title and adds Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Taylor Page. So the fourth installation Beverly Hills Cop series has been years in the making. Finally has a brand new title and 2 major stars. So it says newest installation in the Beverly Hills Cop franchise has added 500 Days of Summer Joseph Whitaker and okay, right. According to Deadline, the 2 are joining the franchise regular Eddie Murphy, who will be reprising his role as Axel Foley for the Netflix sequel, which will be called Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley. Okay. That's so stupid. Production is already in full swing with Mark Moley directing and Jerry and Chad Ullman of Jerry's Berkheimer Films attached to the product, whatever. So the character's called Axel, right? But the sequel's called Beverly Hills Cop, the main character. Basically, that's
the main character. Like that's
really stupid.
It just don't make sense. Like they could have called it anything but that.
So the new installment has taken a while to go into production. In 2021, Murphy said he'd only shoot Cop 4 if the script was great. They've been trying to do another Cop for 14 years now, he explained, but the script hasn't been right now. So apparently they've been doing this for almost 15 years, and now apparently the script is amazing. Apparently, says the sequel is supposed to come out in 2016, but Paramount Pictures removed it from their release slate in 2015. Okay, I mean, remember what happened to what was it? Come to America 2, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing the same shit might happen to this. I mean,
I'm getting those same vibes too.
once again, who's asking for Beverly Hills Cop 4? Who's asking for it?
First of all, 5 years.
They said
This shit's been running. What was it? 5 years? It's been in the just work. I mean,
they said they've been trying to do this for 14 years. 15 years.
14 years. Oh, I'm sorry.
Years,
I'm wrong. I miscorrect. 15 years though, and they've been what? Right. Nah, man. This is just this reeks of desperation.
Yo, yeah. Look at the
Cash
like
grab,
the title. The title just looks lazy. Beverly Hills Cop. Axel.
Axel.
Okay.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Man, look. Too old, man. Too old. Just hang it up.
Yeah,
trying to I think you're looking for a win after that terrible ass Coming to America too.
That
I think
bad, man.
It was bad, man. Like don't
that was terrible.
Don't ruin this shit. So, I mean, it was good where it left off. Just let it be.
Go ahead, Lawrence. What do you think?
Well, okay. I was while you guys were talking, I was doing a quick read. So it seems like they're bringing back all the originals, not just Eddie Murphy, but Judge Reinhold and John Astin, who played the two white cops he always teamed up with. And Taylor Page is apparently playing Eddie's daughter. And they're coming to Beverly Hills to investigate police corruption in the Beverly Hills Police Department. Now Eddie Murphy is 61 years old.
Yeah.
John Astin is 74. That's the big burly one.
Oh, yikes.
And Judge Reinhold is 65. Dude.
Yeah, give it up.
It smells like old man desperation. One last grab.
One last.
No, I'm serious. One more chance to get a little bit of fame, make a little bit of money real quick. You know, it's like I said before, man. They got nothing left but reaching back for nostalgia. I mean, that's all they got.
So, are we predicting that this is going to be Dead on Arrival?
Let me get my grandbaby.
I don't think money. I don't think it'll be Dead on Arrival. I don't seriously. I don't think it'll be Dead on Arrival. I don't. I think again, you're talking about nostalgia. So you're talking about a lot of people in my age group who are going to go just because nostalgia. Then you got the other people, you know, again, hate watchers. Then you got other people like you guys' age bracket, you know, who've seen it and then they're like, oh, I want to see what he's all grown up like. Oh, yeah. I don't think it's Dead on Arrival, but I don't think it'll be anything to write home about. I think it'll make a little bit of money. But that's all it's going to do. Again, dude, it's Beverly Hills Cop. It's not like we're talking Shakespeare here. You know, and like I said, he's just trying to ride off of the so-called success of Coming to America too. You know, I mean, look, if the man can do it, let him do it. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be anything spectacular. And I say that not just because of the current status of Hollywood, but it was never spectacular to begin with. I mean, again, we're not talking.
It was campy. It was more comedy than action. So yeah.
I mean, it's Eddie Murphy. I mean, we're not looking for a Denzel Washington portrayal here from Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying?
No, we're not.
And I liked Axel's character. I mean, it was back then he was phenomenal. Like, you know, he's a road cop out of his jurisdiction doing work basically in another jurisdiction. I get it, but you know, his style of his comedy was amazing because the old fashioned the banana in the tailpipe, you know, like we know that would be in this one, of course, but 15 years, if they didn't zero down in it on the 4th year, I'd say forget it. Just let it remain in its glory.
Well, I mean, again, we're talking Eddie Murphy, and at the end of the day, all of his characters, if you swapped one out for the other, nothing's different. Axel Foley's no different than the character he played from Golden Child. I think the only character that he's ever played, that's been even remotely different would be, I can't remember the character's name, but from the movie Boomerang.
didn't.
That was that was
yeah.
watch that one.
Yeah. That's about the closest of
That's a
him
good
stepping
movie, too.
out. Yeah, that's the closest of him stepping out of his comfort zone of just comedy and silliness. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But outside of that, I mean, everything from Vampire and Brooklyn on up and down. I mean, it's Axel Foley in different outfits. I mean,
Okay.
nothing's different. So to me, anyway.
Eisen, did you get your thoughts?
Yeah, I already said yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no point.
All right. So
Yeah, no bueno.
Yeah, it's no point in it.
right.
No point in it.
No mas.
all right. So that concludes our episode 20. Appreciate people in the chat. Appreciate all the donations. Shout out to Dorian just throwing money at us. Shout out to you, Dorian. Shout out to the people, Jiraiya, Rocky. Saw Dusty in there. Man, tomorrow Lou was there. Shout out to you. Shout out to you guys coming in the chat. Episode 21 will be later this month. Go ahead, Lawrence.
No, I was gonna say don't forget to call out Hunter, man. And
oh yeah, Hunter. Shout out to you.
And
Hunter.
and Jiraiya the Souza.
Yeah, shout out to Jiraiya.
And Dusty.
Yeah. I got Dusty. He was here earlier. Shout out to y'all, man. Like I said,
all right, man.
Join the Discord. Join the Discord server for watch parties and other stuff and updates. And we'll see you guys on episode 21 later.
Lou.
All right. So we'll see y'all later. Peace out.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music,
Not yet.
the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
Riddle me this. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye. Hadouken!
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
Yo, mi gane!